Welcome to the SlimeSide. Today, we're going to talk about giant African snail care. I have a couple of them, different species and so on. So I already have a channel in Germany. I'm like German's snailfluencer. Because of the requests, now I'm also going to do one channel only in English. So worldwide, you can listen and see it. The very first thing you have to know if you have a giant African snail is which kind of giant African snail, because there's over 20,000 different species of giant African land snails. The thing is, every one of them has different parameters, needs different temperature, needs different humidity. So the very first thing you have to know is what kind do you have or what kind do you want, so that you can provide the snail with the perfect care. This, for example, is Achachatina marginata ovum. I'm sorry, I'm half American, half German, but I grew up in Germany, so my language sounds a little bit German sometimes. I hope you don't mind. I hope you don't mind. So this is Achachatina marginata ovum XXL, Nigeria. There is one even bigger one. It's called Tiger Achatina snail, but they're very shy. They hardly come out. They're mostly under the earth. So people usually don't keep them as a pet. So I will make a video how you recognize what kind of species do you have or do you want. But this video, we're gonna focus now on the care. And because I have Achachatina marginata ovum XXL, we're gonna focus on the care of Achachatina marginata ovum XXL, which is the second largest land snail on the planet and the first one to be kept as a pet. Don't mind the decoration. It was Halloween, so that's why it looks like this. Today we're gonna talk about the basics of giant African snail care, so it doesn't matter the decoration. This is where my 3 Achachatina marginata ovums live. You can see here, and over there behind the gravestone. See, it's kind of big. They need space. At least 120 centimeters wide, 60 up and 60 back. This is like the least they need. You cannot have a snail living on their own because they're social animals. They need at least 3. You can also take 2 and let them, make a baby, and then you have 3. This is very important. You cannot keep them alone. The next important thing is like a heating spot. You can take a lamp, here, heating lamp, or you have this heating mat on the side, which always needs to be on the side, because in their natural habitat, snails tend to go underground when it's too hot. So you kind of imitate nature. This needs to be warm and the earth needs to be cold. Then very important, more important than the heat mat, is the humidity. The humidity has to be high. If they don't get humidity, they will cover themselves with the calcium like a door. They think it's the dry season and they will, to survive, they do that in Nigeria. Like this, they can survive in these dry months in Nigeria and Ghana for a couple of months, and then they wake up when it gets humid again. They need a place to bath. That's very important. They love to bath, but don't shower them. Don't take them in the shower. Don't give them a bath only if they're sick. I don't know who came up with soaking the snails. This is not a thing, because they panic. Snails don't breathe with their mouths. They breathe with their breathing hole under the shell. So if you cover up the breathing hole with water or something, or if you pour the water down on them, they panic. And you don't want them to panic, because then they die fast. Make sure the plastic or the objects are not hard plastic. You see, this is, also this Halloween decoration is soft plastic. It's not hard. Styrofoam or something is bad because they eat it up. These ones are wild caught, means they come from a farm, because in Nigeria, I will put this away, this is a little bit weird, because in Nigeria they farm them. So if you get a wild caught snail, they bought it from a farm for probably 50 cents or something and resell it for more. So they didn't actually go into the rainforest and pick them or something. They come from farms where they breed them for food. Because they're wild, the shell is very, very hard. This is like a rock. So actually this is hard plastic. You can only use this with these kind of snails because they're from Africa actually. But if you have a snail, any different species of these snails could not survive this hard plastic bath. This is only for wild caught Ahahatina maginata ovum XXL. To keep the humidity high, it's very important. I don't know the word in English for this. What is this? Call it gaze, okay? This is okay for other animals. That's not a problem. But for snails, you need to keep the humidity inside. So I have a trick with these things. I have a towel here. And every 2 days, I soak the towel in warm water. And then I put it on top. And like this, it's very humid inside. And I don't need to spray very often. I also I used one of these guys. That's a fogger for terrariums. I didn't like it too much. It's too moist. This towel trick is very good. And with these fellas here, the problem is that because you need it constantly humid inside, you know, the earth gets very wet and they also like it wet. But the thing is that in captivity, it produces nitrate at a certain time, you know, when it's always wet. And that's a problem because it damages the shells. You know, they're old and they have really hard shells. It will not affect them too much, but their babies, they have problems if there's too much nitrate in the earth. And that happens when it's constantly wet. Fogger was too much. It was too much. It was too wet. So this towel trick for me works the best. So we have a big terrarium. We have the water. We have the heating mat on the side. What else we need? We need lots of earth. They sleep under the soil and you need a lot of earth. You can put up to 15 centimeters. At least 15 centimeters is good for them. They can go underground if they need to. If they lay eggs, you know, they lay eggs on the ground. So then of course they need food. And because they're from Africa, they like exotic stuff. They like papaya, avocado. And they grow very good on papaya and avocado, but it's a little bit expensive. Here I have pineapple. I mean, most all snails love sweet potato. You don't need to cook it or something, just uncooked. What else I have here? What's this? That's an apple. They eat also once in a while. I put it inside because, you know, it grows a little bit. But don't be surprised. You cannot plant a lot because they eat everything or they kill it by just going over it or rip it out or something. To hold the humidity, it is very good. This is like some... I also don't know the word in English for this. In German, it's cork. But in English, cork? Cork? I don't know. What is the name? I will Google after. Soak it in warm water and then you put it in and it keeps the humidity inside. These little gaps and stuff you have to cover up because humidity tends to go out. It needs to stay inside. So that's why also snail breeders keep the snails in boxes because it holds the humidity better. And I mean, a snail doesn't care if they're in a box or in a terrarium. The big ones, I mean, they tend to like it big. Very important that they have spots where they can hide, and they love this dry leaves. Also, you can buy exotic leaves. They love this. Is I think a cashew nut leaf, tree leaf, and plum, rainforest plum leaf, whatever. I bought them online. Then the next thing, and this is very important because the snail lives, you know, a lot of times under long periods of time under the earth. The earth is very important. The humidity the space and the condition of the earth is the most important with this snail. So what I do is I mix this kind of moss with cocoa fiber and some terrarium, what a word, man. Terrarium soil, also what you can buy. I mix it all together, and I also mix it up with dry leaves all together, you know. You need to calcium carbonate the whole earth with quite a lot. This is the right calcium carbonate you need. If you mix everything together, then you put in the calcium carbonate. It looks like this. It's just some white powder. And then depending on, you know, how big your terrarium is and how much earth you have, I just want to show you right now. And you mix it all up. Change pH of the earth, because in Nigeria and in Ghana, the earth has a pH of 8 because the snail lives long periods of time under the soil. This is very important. I just got the terrarium actually, and that's why I just put in the Halloween decoration, because right now it was Halloween. But I need something else. I probably will buy like a big plastic plant. And plastic, not because I like it so much, but because nothing else survives. Good choice is one plastic plant, you know, a big one or something. And then, you know, stuff they can eat. Put in stuff they can eat. So if they, you know, if they don't want the fruits, they eat the plants. There's always something to eat around. Oh, yeah, of course. What they also need is this. You also need for every snail. Squid skeleton. And next time we will talk about the different species of the giant African snails, because that is very important. Like I said, it's like the first step of the care is to know what you have or what you want, because all of them are very different. Also in character, they have different characters. There's more snails down there. They're smaller, of course. Also, I have a shop. I breed snails. I sell snails. I also sell snail food. So if you're interested, check out my shop. We have lots of cool stuff. If you don't want to miss any upcoming video, just subscribe. Press the what is it called? Bell? Press the bell. Press the bell. Activate the bell. Is that right? If it's not right, tell me in the comments. See you next time on the slime side of life.